Talking with Words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob.
James.
And Ryan.
And we're going to try this video thing out again. Technology.
Yay.
We just finished season 2 of Hannibal, the series. When was this out? 2006?
2011 to 2013, I think.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah.
Since I just had my IMDb open. And this, if you know the Silence of the Lambs Hannibal story, you're good. It's Hannibal Lecter. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Cannibal. But like
This
we
is
talked about in the last
Red Dragon time frame.
This is right around Red Dragon, which Thomas Harris' book, Red Dragon, was probably a lot shorter. They pulled it into 3 whole seasons, and it's beautiful.
They took some out of Hannibal, though, as well.
Yes, they kind of mashed some of that together.
Yeah.
Because I think the plan was in like season 5 to introduce Clarice, which obviously they never got
didn't
to.
Get there.
They had to change it up since they got canceled.
That's unfortunate.
So if you don't know anything about this, go watch it. A, because it's amazing, and B, because we're going to just destroy everything about it if you're looking for any of the cool espionage kind of shit they do in this. The mindfuckery, if you will.
Yes.
James, this is your first time viewing it.
Yep. Love season 1. It really drew me in. Season 2, I was hoping for more closure. Clearly there's a series still in effect. I don't know what's about to happen in season 3, but I've been holding off because the ending was just so, again, didn't get closure on anything. Feel like we're still where we should have been at the end of season 1 as far as, capturing somebody.
Yeah.
But it's just worse. Everything is worse at the end of season 2, and I don't know how we can come back from it. So
and uncertain.
Yeah, there's been so many bad endings to series that it's kind of like I'm afraid to go forward.
Yeah. You don't want it to curl on you and sour.
Yeah.
We've gotten this far with it being okay. Everything's still good.
So far, so good.
And I think this, one of the reasons I like this season the most out of all of them is this is the one that really has the FBI and Will and Jack Crawford up against Hannibal mentally. They're not chasing him. They're not arresting him and throwing him against the wall. They're trying really, really hard to catch him red-handed because he's so thorough they can't get anything on him.
This is chess, not checkers here.
Yeah. Super chess.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have scenes like, and we'll go back. Let's go back to the beginning of this season. And it's the way we do this. We kind of watch pieces at a time. So it's not as clear in my mind, but we start this with Will in jail as the Ripper. So the first season ends with Hannibal essentially and Will trading spots where Hannibal's taken over. He's even Will's job, really. Because he says there's a line where like I get to play Will for the day. And Will's in the mask hanging out with Eddie Izzard. And then we get people slowly realizing what's going on, very slowly.
Very slowly.
I don't think he gets out of jail for like 5 episodes.
Yeah,
it was almost halfway through the season.
Yeah.
But they still consult with him. They still consult with the prisoner.
Yeah.
Because he's still the best.
He's got that beautiful mind. And
how do you think they caught Buffalo Bill?
And those shakes. I feel like every episode he has to every single one.
Even when he's confident, he still comes off super timid.
Yeah. Which that's exactly what you want out of that character.
Yeah.
Because it's a great foil for Lecter, who is 100% ego.
Yeah. Overconfident in everything he does.
It's the only way you'll catch him.
Especially with his food plating.
And again, God, I'm hungry again.
Jealous.
It's amazing.
Taco Bell's not cutting it tonight.
No, they did a scene where they were cutting back and forth between Hannibal's food and what they were serving Will in prison.
Yeah.
And at that particular moment in time, I was more into what Will was having, I think it was oatmeal and scrambled eggs, than anything Hannibal was doing. It's just
You didn't.
everything he did just kind of grosses me out because what is he serving? The seafood's not
Eel Jello, duh.
Poetry and a gelatin.
seafood's safe, but any other red meat you're kind of looking at, or pork, the long pork.
Long pork, yes.
Mhm. It was
Indeed.
questionable. So there's a lot of questionable ingredients in Hannibal's kitchen, and I really don't want anything else coming out of there.
I mean, you're gonna have some of that in prison food.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the oatmeal,
Oatmeal's probably safe. You'll see it later.
Depends on which
no worse than fast food.
inmate added the special sauce.
Yeah. Was Buffalo Bill in the kitchen that day?
Yeah.
It just tastes like Jergens.
Prison. So this season did deviate because the first season we had, it was really freak of the week is what I call it, when you have something pop up every episode for them to solve. It's like X-Files or even like the medical documentaries. They have this one thing we're gonna
You've got your 45 minutes of case every week.
and it's wrapped up.
Yeah.
And they did it they kind of did it at the beginning of this because we had like the judge killing. There were 4 or 5 when he was in jail that were happening because Hannibal was lonely, I guess, is what it really came down to.
Gotta occupy his time somehow.
Yeah, he's like, this is really fun making him go insane and putting him in jail, but I want my freedom back.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to talk to.
So I'm gonna go scoop out this bailiff's brain.
His favorite toy.
Yeah,
I'm the only one who can torture him.
That's
Guys,
my
leave
clock.
him alone.
And the kid, which I can never remember his name, he was also in like Hostage and stuff like that. That almost got Hannibal.
Yeah. God, what is that guy's name?
Because he was an orderly at the prison.
Yeah.
And he was kind of getting cozy with Will, like, hey, I really like your work. I was like, oh, you do? You're crazy too. Hey, you should go kill this guy. Okay. Yeah. Where at? Oh, well, here's his schedule. This is when he takes his naps, swims.
Yeah, he played opposite Ben Foster in Hostage.
Yeah. He's good. I enjoy everything he's done so far. It's great being a little shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Judge Killer, the I Was Will Today. We talked about that. The taking the dinner home. Was the dinner in this season or last season where Jack took the food from the takeout home?
That would have been this season.
That was this one, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah, because
early season 2.
Because in the beginning of the season, I'm still not sure exactly when it switched over to Jack believing Will.
Right.
It wasn't. I don't remember catching that exact moment, but there was a point where he did, and he was, or at least enough to where he had questions of his own, and he went and tested the food.
Yeah, and that might be a little bit of bleed over from one. I can't remember exactly, but I did like how they thought they had him. They're like, no, I'll go get it right off the dining room table. Like, no, he's way ahead of you. He knows it's down in his meat basement.
Yeah.
But this season,
this is real pork tonight.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. But we also had the other CSI chick. God, need to look her name up too. In this season, right? Where
the one that had been missing in the first season.
We had, what was her name? Miranda? Miriam Glass.
Yeah.
She shows up in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Missing an arm, but.
Yeah. Well, they sent it to him.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah, they know exactly where it is. It's just not.
Not very useful.
Yeah.
It's not co-located with its original owner.
Which that was a long con, which you were kind of talking about.
As the whole first season, you didn't think that she was probably still alive.
No. And they had her calling him in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And then the arm showed up. That was at the observatory, right? Everything was at the observatory. Because you had that. You had Izzard given this prison warden or the psych warden his guts to hold.
They keep you awake.
And that was season 1.
That was season 1. Yeah.
That was
and then we had the CSI girl that was layered Slivered. That was this season.
Yeah, and that may have happened at there was another tie-in at the observatory, but was it her death?
She was one. Yeah. We had Izzard in the first season when that's where Will saw him and followed him over to Hannibal's house.
Yeah.
They really like that observatory.
Yeah, I forgot the lady's name, the character's name. They got sliced in multiple sections. Got sectioned. That was one of the more gruesome
That was a good one.
murders through the whole thing.
Beverly Katz. That was her name.
Now, she technically did the same thing Miriam did. She caught him. She identified him.
Yeah.
And in the process of trying to get away, she got caught.
She just knew she had him, as opposed to Miriam was very slowly in that moment figuring it out before he was on top of her.
Well, unfortunately for the second girl, she was there in his meat processing plant.
Yeah.
So she was flash frozen and sliced and preserved in some kind of acrylic.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, great effect though. Put her back together. Thaw her out, maybe. Seems like a lot of work, but probably wasn't. You know, the first slice was like thin and the last one was really thick. He's like, fuck this is taking too long. Let's just move it along.
It was an artistic choice.
That's what it was. It wasn't just getting tired because he has 16 other things he has to go do today and uproot a tree and plant a garden of
Feed Miriam.
feed Miriam.
A serial killer never slices too thick nor too thin. He slices exactly the size he meant to.
Just as he was meant to. This also had the Virgils in it.
The Verger family.
Or the Verger family.
Mason and what was the sister name?
Margot.
Margot.
And they're big in the Hannibal book because in the Hannibal movie, Gary Oldman plays him.
Yeah, he plays old Mason Verger, and
He's awesome.
see, oh yeah,
And the makeup on it's great.
he did a great job. And did they not do some flashbacks in Silence of the Lambs?
I don't remember any.
They did one in
bit.
Hannibal where it showed him cutting his face off.
Yeah, I thought they went more in depth than Hannibal, but
They might have. I think they mentioned it,
yeah,
but I'm not positive.
they focused more on the census taker.
Yeah, that was the important part. But I mean, that's one of the good things about this series, to me, is you get to explore those weird characters that he wrote, and they're like, let's just make him as weird as fucking possible in this, and we have Margot just in fear the entire time when they're together, because he's just essentially a psychopath. I think we meet him and he's like collecting kids' tears and little pieces of tissue
Yeah,
to save for later to put in his drink or something.
yeah.
I wasn't clear what he did with them.
He's got to be eating them.
Well, having him over,
Don't toss those out.
He didn't seem to be the filing type.
No, not so much.
but having him over the course of whatever that was, 4, 5, 6 episodes, as opposed to in the film Hannibal,
Yeah,
he's only in like 15 minutes of the film.
and
minutes of
it's
the film.
he's not the imposing, crazy like what? How did you describe him? I was thinking Joker-ish.
Well, now she got me thinking Joker. That's all I can think of because he was grinning.
Yeah, I mean, he's unpredictable. He's got that you never know exactly what's going to happen when he gets up in your personal space, which I like how he does that.
Just his acting style was giving me James Spader vibes.
Spader, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only
can see
other
that.
comparison I could come up with.
Well, the haircut in this doesn't hurt any either.
Yeah,
Young Spader,
young Spader.
gotta go through that time gate, space gate, Stargate. Jesus Christ! I knew if I just started talking, I'd get there.
You're angry nerds all over the country right now.
I'll line it up, let my tongue hit it out of the park. And I'm just those two, because they had an issue, and this is what happens when you have a longer run. You can't just have Hannibal and Will the entire time. So they've got to fill it with something. And those two were a lot more fun to watch as a developed storyline as opposed to the one-off pharmacist or those are fun and creative, but having that just insane, I mean,
It's
sadisticness.
yeah, it was an extra layer of horror that it's a brother sister victim and torturer.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did. He tortured her,
Yeah.
like, mentally and physically.
Took out her ute.
That was true horror right there. I mean, she's awake and he's explaining what he's going to do to her.
Yeah. I'm going to take all your lady bits. And I guess she was sedated, so she couldn't talk or move because.
Right before he saved some tears.
Yeah, he's got to collect his tears. And he used his guy to hit her with the truck to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And gave her a nice big scar.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Could have done it laparoscopically. Nope.
Seems
I want
like
you to remember this.
It would take a lot to get revenge on that guy. Like
so much.
Drugging the shit out of him and having him feed his face to dogs.
But she was given all
Well
the tools
played.
she needed, because at the end he's paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah.
And his face is missing. Most of his face is missing.
He's got that fun mask though right now.
Yeah. So, it was good for me when she walks in and says, "I just want to take care of you like you took care of me."
Yep. He's got some fun times coming.
Oh yeah.
Down the stairs. It's okay. He can't feel most of it.
Yeah.
We had a lot of that level of horror with people living, because even the doctor that runs the asylum took another hit.
Chilton.
He got Chilton because he got cut open. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Cut open in the observatory last time. It's like, here, hold your kidneys. Be careful.
I'm gonna need a hand here.
And this one, he gets shot in the face by Miriam Glass, because Hannibal tricked her into hearing his voice in the darkness somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot, and that's one of those things Hannibal does to people he doesn't like. He just leaves them alive, which that one was luck, but the other one, that was on purpose. Miriam was on purpose for sure. That was years of, I'm going to hold on to this, and just in case I need to play this card later.
I'm still impressed with his dedication. I mean, I was telling you guys when we were watching, is like Hannibal's making all these dinners, buying ingredients, going to all the fresh markets, and somehow he's still managing to drive out somewhere and feed Miriam.
Got to feed the dogs.
I mean, I kind of want to know more about the logistics about that. Yeah. Think about that. When he's framing Will, he had time to go design fly fishing lures for Will using bits of murder parts.
When you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
He's got to have somebody had to handle his scheduling. There's no way he could have done that all by himself.
It's pretty meticulous,
he runs
man.
It all on him. Yeah, but he's got a very, and I think he referenced it in season 1. He's very picky about his clientele.
Yeah.
So he doesn't. It's not like he's seeing patients all day, every day.
Yeah.
He only sees a handful of patients, the patients he wants to see.
And he's already like super rich.
Yeah.
From being a surgeon and all that stuff.
Is that where it came from? I wasn't sure if they ever referenced how he got the money he has right there.
They kind of side mentioned it in the first.
Yeah.
No, they talk about the first season a couple of times, because that's when Will becomes aware of him, when he's in the ambulance.
Yeah. He got bored of being a medical doctor and surgeon and switched to.
I'm tired of fixing people's bodies. I'm going to fix their brains.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to just kill them. I can make.
And I feel like
you kill them.
I feel like some of that may have been inherited wealth as well.
Some of it was. Else. Yeah. I don't remember the whole backstory of how he came about, but I know that we will get some of it in the next season.
A little bit, yeah.
From wherever he came from in Europe, I think.
Yeah. I need to go back and read the books.
He's headed back.
I do too.
I don't know that I've ever sat down and read all the books in any close time.
I don't think I've read any of these. There's 3 of them, 4 of them, 3.
4 of them.
4. What's the one after Hannibal, Red Dragon, Sons of the Lambs?
Hannibal Rising.
That's right.
That one came out later, though. That one came out around the time of the film.
Yeah, which I'm not going to watch that film again. It's not what I expected.
I don't know if I made it all the way through that one.
Which one?
Hannibal Rising, where he's a kid.
I saw Red Dragon. I don't think I saw, and of course, Silence of the Lambs, but I don't think I saw any of the others.
Hannibal was good.
Hannibal's worth a watch. It's got Ray Liotta in it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Maybe I did.
I
See that one.
rewatched Hannibal the other day,
He has this.
like 3 months ago.
He has all his appendages in this one.
Yeah.
When he goes to Europe, so he's missing a hand at the end of Hannibal, and he's got a bucket of brains for the children.
It's a to-go container.
To give.
Got to expand your horizons.
What else before we start getting to the end of this? Because I want to spend a little bit of time of all the different back and forths and everything else. Once they start trying to trap Hannibal, what else am I missing from? I know we have some Freddie Lounge stuff.
Human collage.
Oh yeah, that was this season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was early in the season.
The color palette
Mhm.
murders.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
where he
Yeah.
glued everybody together in like the grain silo or whatever.
Yeah. It's just
Preserved
and then
them
what-
and shellacked them.
Yeah.
every shade. The shellac
we're-
scene.
Looking at it from the top of a grain silo.
It's the eye of God,
Yeah,
which he got Will's job, and he's like, "Oh, this is even easier. The psychos just come to me. I
yeah.
don't have to make appointments or anything. They're already openly psychopathic." Because there were, how many cases did he work on?
That
Three.
one and the one
Three?
with his former patient, right? That
Oh yeah,
thought he was an animal,
yeah, that's right.
which I enjoyed. That his diagnosis and his problem, that was good.
You just need to accept it.
Boy, did he!
I think I'm an animal. You are. Yeah. Go run along. It'll be $10,000.
Not a problem. Just go with that.
Here's an address if you want to get some meat. Which I did like that one. That was interesting, and that starts the whole Will Hannibal spiral of you sent someone to kill me. I sent someone to kill you. You sent someone to kill me. We're even. Let's go mutilate this corpse and be best buddies. Which that was a fun corpse. The saber tooth
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
fanboy. Where, and Will.
Self-defense, deep undercover.
Yeah, he just sat there with Hannibal, like, all right, I'm gonna cut this. You think if I put the face on the face, that's good enough, or chin? What parts do I leave?
Yeah, did Will do that himself, or did he
Yeah.
get help with?
He
from
did it.
Hannibal? Because he does not have that medical background, did he?
No, but he's
He's a smart guy though.
a hunter, he's a fisherman, and the whole theory of how all this works is he's so deep in Hannibal's head that they're part of the same person at this point.
Hmm.
They're so deep into each other that they're touching
I'd
tips.
say.
A lot of the romance angles.
It's the weirdest romance story ever.
It's called a bromance.
Yeah.
Hannibal season 2, the romance.
Yeah, I think this is when we get to that point, and it's probably 4 episodes from the end. They start the whole. I'm just going to refer to it as a sting operation because that's kind of what it was. With
Entrapment.
entrapment, sting.
Potato.
He's going to kill somebody anyway. We know that. But it also leads to one of the best fight sequences in TV, in my opinion. And I think we talked about it in the first season pod.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
never
the-
seen another TV show do that sort of blood and gore.
Yeah. And it was choreographed well. They took the time with it.
Jumping into the door scenes.
The just craziness. Yeah.
Where's Jack? In the pantry.
Very casual.
Very, yeah. It's like, yeah, the mask's off now. Fuck it. Because you have a lot of stuff happen in the last 15 minutes of this.
Just when you think you're done. Oh, it's behind door number 3.
No, there's some more stuff to go.
Another dead body.
Get it. Because we had, well,
And Lawrence Fishburne in this one, Jack Crawford, he takes the same exact wound from Hannibal as he does from John Wick. In the first one, getting stabbed in the throat.
does he fall down the same and everything?
Well,
I remember
They-
him dying, but
they
that's,
they talk through it. And he's like, you can do one of two things. Like he stabs him right there. He's like, you can hold it in place, not pull it out, and you'll live, but I'm gonna get away. Or you can pull it out. You might kill me, but you're still gonna die. And I think in this one, Hannibal pulls it out after he stabs him.
Okay.
That piece of glass.
Well, in this, the glass is still in there when he's in the pantry, and he's like trying to wrap his tie around the glass, which better than pulling it out.
True.
We saw the guy that tried to capture him earlier, and he.
Oh yeah, the Italian brother. What was it? Santino.
Santino, yeah, got the scalpel on his leg.
Yeah, pulls it, stabs him right in the femoral artery, and he goes to pull it out. And he goes, "Oh, I wouldn't do that."
That's a gusher.
Yeah, then
Hannibal
he starts
came
pouring
real
blood
close
everywhere.
to taking out all 3 people that came to abduct him.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck around.
I mean,
In the
Damn stun guns.
his fights, yeah, those stun guns will knock you down though. Especially when you just got blocked in the face.
mm,
He also Hannibal. I'm assuming it's on purpose for the character the way they do this, but he never reacts to pain. If I saw the first season too, he did something or got hit it was when he was fighting the cellist. Something would happen and he'd just be like, "Yep, that's for later." He'd just be able to compartmentalize it.
Yeah.
Or if it's just because he's such a psycho.
Yeah.
There's something
not connected.
Maybe. I don't know how far that reaches, but
it's only one way to find out.
Yeah. It cut me. But I like the way they do that. And it just makes him more of a monster, with him not reacting. Even when Jack's kicking the shit out of him for a minute, he's not really affected by it. It's like
not until afterwards. Then he's
yeah
tired and exhausted and just like,
oh, that was close.
Yeah.
And then we have the Alana sequence where she comes because we have Jack come to the house, gets his
let's start right before that. Will finds out they're coming. He makes the same exact call to Hannibal that Hannibal made to Garrett Jacob Hobbs.
Yes,
they know.
Oh yeah,
and then he cuts out the back when the FBI shows up to his house and somehow makes his way and takes a cab to Hannibal's.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked, but the call was good, and I see it as his way to say, "Run, you can still get away." But Hannibal sees it as a complete betrayal. You're not coming with me.
He said to him, "We couldn't leave without you."
Yeah,
and I'm still not sure what he meant by that. Why couldn't he? He had to get closer with Will.
Well, there were two, and this is really the first time I paid enough attention to these two conversations that I was like, oh, there's a conversation where he gives Will the out at dinner. He's like, we could go right now. Don't have to say anything to anybody. And Will's like, we got to talk. We got to show Jack. We got to tell Jack. And Hannibal's feeling him out. Like, are you double crossing me?
Yeah, he's having the exact same conversation or a mirrored conversation with Hannibal, one with Jack.
Yeah. And they're both, I mean, it's a 3-way. It could go any way, really, between Hannibal and Will. And then right after that, when he smells Freddie Lowndes.
It was actually before the dinner that he figured that out.
Yeah.
So that's when he's giving him the out to see if he
gives him the out before
really
after
will.
He already knows that, he was supposed to have killed Freddie Lowndes. That was his like rite of passage. Now I'm like you now, Hannibal. But he knows after smelling her on him, which is still weird that he can do that. And if any other characters figured out that he has this superpower yet?
Just his buddy from MIT or wherever, when he smelled the encephalitis.
Who's dead now.
Yeah.
Got his jaw cut off.
So that happened before.
That was while they were burning Will's therapy notes.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, I'm trying to protect my patients."
Yeah.
All 6 of them.
Yeah. And one of them's left alive. The rest of them have killed each other. Seems to be the going rate for Hannibal's patients.
We know one of them was Buffalo Bill. I wonder if we got. There were a couple of scenes where the screen quality was good enough that I feel like if you pause it, you could have read a couple of those pages that they were throwing in the
Oh,
fire.
maybe.
And I'm sure somebody's done it because if I thought about it, somebody's already done it.
Yeah, I bet somebody's looked at
Where's
it.
Cameron when we need the trivia?
Trivia.
And I really hope one of them was Buffalo Bill. I don't know. Was that from this era or was that from another place where he'd had Buffalo Bill as a patient? I always assumed it was during this period somewhere.
It would have to be because
I was going to say this is the only time frame that he's
a psychiatrist
practicing.
Yeah, he does his little snake skin shedding thing.
So that would have been some good continuity if we got to see a clip of a page that mentioned his name or one of his symptoms or enough to identify it.
He's a shy boy. I might go look back at that now that you said that. That's a good one.
He just needs a little help to feel comfortable in his own skin.
And others.
Yeah. Lots of lotion.
Now, okay, Alana, we did the conversation, and you also have at the same time Jack and Will both being brought up on charges and warrants issued for their arrest for the entrapment.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's happening. Jack goes pantry. Lana comes in, which I'm assuming that she was just there because she knew that they were going to go, because that's kind of what she was saying.
Yeah, she was like, "They're doing this with or without you. This is going to happen."
Yeah,
there's no stopping it.
She called Will. Will called Hannibal.
Yeah.
Jack was already on the way. Because Hannibal had invited him.
These orgies are complicated.
Yeah.
But poor Alana, she was gaslit by everybody
every
the
single
whole
person.
season.
Yeah. Horrible, horrible therapist.
All season 1, she's being fooled just like Will is and everybody else. But by the second season, Will knows what's going on. Jack knows what's going on. Freddie Lowndes knows what's going on.
Everybody but Alana knows what's going on.
Yeah, Alana finally figures out in the last 2 episodes that Hannibal's not really a friend, and Will didn't kill anybody for sure.
Yeah, that was the big
self-defense thing.
And then she starts crying because I guess she's relieved that it hadn't happened. But I would have been pissed if I was her.
He's like, bang a serial killer.
Yeah. I've been messing with this. Life. I've been messing with this all season, and you guys have been lying to me the whole time.
You sons of bitches! Gotcha.
Terrible agent. She didn't even bother to make sure her firearm was loaded before going into a situation.
She's not an agent. She's just a therapist and consultant.
But yeah, that
still, if you're gonna carry a firearm,
if I'm getting somewhere where I'm gonna use it, and she had plenty of time, check the chamber.
Yeah. Well, she'd spent time at the gun range, right? Somebody was showing her to fire it because she had been firing it when Hannibal smelled it on her hands and asked her about it. So she had to have a little bit more time with this gun than just that one time. So how could she have not known there were no bullets? I mean, it would weigh different.
It's easy enough.
She said,
just picking it up, you would know.
Depending on the firearm. But I mean, if she only went to the range once or twice, that is along the same lines as how many times you've been shooting. Are you going to know the difference between a loaded firearm and an unloaded firearm, James?
Maybe. You don't know.
Does it make the noise when I pull the trigger?
Click.
I shot a gun last year.
I mean, if it's a Glock, I'll know, but if it's anything other than that, I'm probably not going to know.
The 2 that I carry on a regular basis, I would notice it immediately.
Because they're light.
Right.
Guns, yeah.
But bullets.
Granted, one of them's a Glock.
Bullets have got some heft to them, even small bullets. And it was, how many bullets were in that?
I couldn't tell what that was, but that could have only been
it's probably
8 shots.
Yeah, it's probably an 8 or 9.
But then again,
it would have had a significant weight. I'm still sticking to that.
And the terror and the adrenaline and everything else. I give her a pass.
We'll let it slide this time.
I just tell her, hey, hit the bricks.
Well, she walked in
I
there
mean, he-
expecting anything other.
But it's
Because she did
yeah.
on her back.
He gave her the option to bail though,
Yeah, I liked
and then she squeezed the trigger.
that. And he does that to multiple people. I know in one of the other things, no, it was one of the movies, where they talk about one of the nurses. I think it's Hannibal.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you afraid?" He's like, "Nope, I was polite. We always got
Yeah.
along." He told me he's not gonna kill and eat me. It's
Oh yeah,
really nice of
the
him.
orderly
Yeah.
from
The big dude.
yeah,
Uh,
the one who sold some of his belongings
Sold
to
the face
Berger.
mask.
Yeah, sold
Yeah.
the mask.
Yeah.
250,000.
that boy. But he makes promises and keeps them. Like in Sons of the Lambs, the very end is him going after the prison warden. I said his name a minute ago.
Chilton.
Yeah. But Chilton, he does not do well in this season. Or
Didn't they end up framing him for the murders?
Yeah.
He was kind of a piece of shit
Because
though.
he had the
He did
same
suck.
skill set that Hannibal did. So Hannibal made it plausible that he was the Chesapeake killer.
The way they did it too, I remember watching that sequence the first time. I was like, oh, because Hannibal gets him, and immediately everything is horrible because he brings him down to his basement. He's got the victim already set up like the Chesapeake Ripper, puts Chilton down there, and then knocks him out. When Chilton wakes up, cops have been killed in the kitchen. Chilton's covered in blood, and he's sitting on the kitchen counter with a gun in his hand. Just wakes up like, oh, not good.
Not sure I can talk my way out of this one.
You want to frame somebody? Yeah, that'll do it. That was impressive.
Well, he has had a lot of practice with framing people.
This is true. Yeah, it's a rough one. That and the end, last two cuts in this season are pretty rough. Not as good as James watching the dogs eat the
Oh,
that was
man.
spectacular.
eat Virgil's face.
Ugh.
I recorded a little bit of it.
That was that. I didn't care for it
Insert
at
clip
all.
here.
Although it did make me laugh with a couple of the dialogue lines they snuck in there.
There was one time I looked over and you were doing this.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Again, it's always the things that you can imagine the most
You've cut your face
if
before?
there's something that's happened to you, well, we all shave.
Yeah.
Most guys shave.
Not
So
once.
I've got blades near my face all the time, every day. So the idea of somebody actually starting to slice into their cheek is very real to me.
Well, you
And-
got to peel it off
Yeah.
after that, though.
Oh, and then feeding it to the dogs, and that
It's
poor
just-
little like fluffy.
And he ate his nose.
Was it a
He
a
was just full
poodle?
of himself.
It had nice white firm
Yeah,
muzzle.
the one
and
that
it's
had all
just
the
like,
blood all over it.
Yeah, it had mason blood.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that was a good. Hey, this guy is the biggest piece of shit we've ever seen. Let's peel his face off and feed it to dogs.
And he should not have been able to talk as well as he did without lips. Just want to say.
Well, he did have a little bit of the lisp.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of one now.
Yeah. A lot of bit of one.
And I need to look up. We need to look up at some point what happened to that actor. If he's, I wonder if he
Yeah.
got in trouble because
Oh, that's
I
possible.
believe when this season ended, they replaced him, and of course you don't really see him anymore because of the mask thing. But and you don't see him very much. But him and Boardwalk Empire, he got replaced.
Well, I briefly looked at him on IMDb, and this was one of his more recent credits, but that may not mean anything.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes they show the more popular ones up front, and you got to scroll.
Well,
So I don't know if that really meant anything.
yeah, then
There's probably a story there, but
no, but he hadn't had a whole lot in the last 4 or 5 years.
Be interested to see. I know, like I looked at Ben Foster the other day because I haven't seen him for a little while. He's been doing just other shit.
He's
Not acting.
Yeah.
He's got like other jobs, like foundations and stuff he's working on. Okay, that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
He hadn't done a big movie in a couple years. Like I
Yeah.
said, well, we talked about one of them the other day.
And he did like Hell and High Water. I think that was the last big one he did.
No, he did the one where he played a Jewish Polish boxer.
Oh,
in
the boxer. Yeah,
in one of the
that's right. I forgot
Nazi
about that one.
camps, and that one came out. So it was probably 2 years ago.
Nazis.
Nazis.
James, anything else you want to talk about on this season that we haven't discussed?
We need to get James a lapel mic.
We
Why?
do.
Yep.
No, I tried that one time. I have a lapel mic. I brought it in, and I went back and listened to it. I really didn't get anything.
We'll do it when we watch like the madness.
We technically we should all be mic'd during some of these.
yeah, the Korean one or
Yeah.
Japanese one. Yeah.
For which one?
We should all be mic'd just for some of the sound bites that come out of it.
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
Cameron wasn't here to tell us to save it for the pod.
Yeah, and I realized that last week when Reggie was here, remember which name he used.
Yeah.
We would be talking. Ryan and I'd be talking, and I'd look over and be like, "Oh yeah, are you good with us talking?" And he's just smiling like, "I'm enjoying myself."
Yeah.
Like, I forgot to tell you, we talk a lot during movies.
I like to do that. Of course, I'd never do that in a theater, but when I'm sitting on a couch, it's kind of like different rules. So,
And if it's something like
you really have
It's-
to make an effort to silence me.
yeah,
It's hard not to with this group though.
Yeah,
and if it's something that
we know
really,
we're going to talk about it.
like for the first time watching, yeah, you're not going to get a lot out of me. But
Yeah.
if we're watching Fifth Element, I'm going to say every line I know
Yeah,
and giggle about it.
I was gonna say there's only, aside from what we've seen in the theater and Thanksgiving, maybe,
Yeah.
is there anything we've watched here
Mm.
that you haven't seen beforehand? Because I know there's only
it's not usual.
there's
Yeah.
only a couple that we've watched at the house that I haven't seen, and a couple of them were intentional. You're like, no, wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I want your first reaction to that on the pod.
Right.
Like It Follows. That's been on my
Right.
it's been on my watch list for 2 years. You're like, no, we're gonna do the podcast soon. Don't worry.
Takes a while when you
And 9 months
only
later.
do it once a week. We've got a whole huge list. We'll figure it out. Hey, we've posted like 126 or something episodes, 126 movies.
Yeah.
It's more than a lot of people I know have watched. You're welcome. And a lot of weird ones.
Yeah. It's the second time through for most of them.
Yeah.
At least.
There's a handful I haven't seen.
We still need to
Like
plan
terra
for.
firma?
We need to plan proper snack foods for season 3.
Yeah, just meals entirely.
Yeah.
Something.
Rob's got the cookbook.
I'm for that. Yeah. We can make some. Actually, I've got some silicone rubber latex now too. We can make some fancy stuff.
Things to eat.
Pair it with the feet load.
Yeah. It'll be a dish, hot dog just in a butthole.
Nice bottle of candy.
And we'll put that in the cooler. That was dumb. I love this show so much. I'm ready to watch season 3 now. It got me just enough ramp back up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
Go watch it
Check it
if you
out.
haven't.
Yep. I hope Will and Hannibal finally hook up.
Love it, boys. I just looked at your lighting, James. You are definitely the best lit out of the group.
Yeah.
With your fancy private light.
Well, I'm too old. I can't be poorly lit.
You
I
probably look like the youngest on
I
here.
look like Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, you wanted to
You need to
do
grow your mustache out some more.
you wanted to do the Nosferatu voice check.
Yes. Voice check.
That was a good one, actually. I like the timed.
Save it for the Nosferatu pod.
We do need to do. I want to watch that again. That was great.
Yeah. Need to rewatch.
We'll all have to get some fake mustaches for that one.
Hell yeah. We need to do some other Robert Eggers.
We haven't done the Witch or the Lighthouse.
The Witch or the Lighthouse. Have you watched either of those?
Parts of them, yeah. I've seen him in passing, usually up here.
Oh, Brad didn't make you watch him.
Oh, he talks about him a lot.
Oh yeah, oh, I'm aware.
He's got lighthouse syndrome.
That was such a weird movie. I liked it. It's a weird movie.
Willem Dafoe. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Who's
And
that?
again, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
He's, barring all 17 Twilight films.
Well, he's doing the Elijah Wood did it and Daniel Radcliffe did it.
Mhm.
They got out from under, that childish.
Well, that was it Daniel Radcliffe that made the comment? He's like, I kept doing them just so now I can do whatever I want.
Oh, he's like, I can do anything now. Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
what was that one? Guns Akimbo?
Oh my God, I love that movie so
Yeah.
much.
That was
good.
That was a great one.
Have we done a pod on that one yet?
We have not. We've talked about it a couple times.
Next time Cameron's here, he's got to be here for that. It's just dumb enough.
I feel like he would
He'd like it.
appreciate that one.
You're gonna like it.
Really good.
Now I need a video pop up of Cameron saying it. Oh man, I'm gonna have so much ammunition.
Between that and Sally's, yes.
This is yes. Just the beginning. All right, go watch Hannibal if you haven't. If not, we're gonna watch season 3. We'll post that in a year. However long it's been since the first season. It's only been a couple months.
Yeah, give or take.
Either way. All right, thanks for watching and watching. If you did that too. James is obviously a 70s porn star. If you can't tell, he's got a barbed wire tattoo.
If
Actually
only.
says barbed wire.
Oh man, that'd be so cool.
All right, Charlie.
A really cool